Episode 64, Thinking and Feelings. Good evening, I am Tomas Guevara, and this is the channel Rewriting the Reality. In today's episode 64, we are going to talk about thinking and feelings. If you are a psychologist, psychiatrist, or a brain surgeon, this episode will blow up your mind. Please subscribe to this channel to expand your mind. In a clinical setting, death is typically declared when there is no measurable brain activity, as determined by methods such as electroencephalography, EEG, or other tests. When the brain ceases to function, it loses its ability to generate electrical activity, and this is a significant indicator that the person has died. There have been thousands of cases in which patients were reported dead, with no brain activity for 5, 7, and 15 minutes. I have been telling that we don't use our brain to think. I have offered the near-death experiences mentioned before during surgeries and traumas as proof that even when our brain is not functioning, we still are thinking. I also explained that our body doesn't have a mind of its own. But our body created our feelings. The feelings are ours. It belongs to us. It is about us. And thinking doesn't originate in the body. Our brain doesn't think. Our brain responds to our thinking, and then it creates electrical impulses that communicate in some capacity to the rest of our body. Our body is, in a manner of speaking, similar to a machine. It doesn't think. It doesn't operate on its own. It has functions, just as a machine would have functions. And it has many different types of functions, one of which is to create feelings, but it is not generating its own instructions itself. Our brain doesn't do that. Our brain is an electrical receptor, and it creates electrical output that communicates, in a manner of speaking, through our nervous system in the same capacity that a machine would express different functions to different parts of itself, but it doesn't think. It doesn't operate itself. We operate it. We turn it on. We turn it off. We decide what to do with it and how to do it. We give it all of the instructions. We are the ones that are operating the machine that we inhabit while we are in physical focus. And it's a highly effective machine. It's an amazing machine, but it doesn't function by itself. Probably it will take many years for all of us to accept this idea about thinking. But no more than 50 years. Now we've been moving in several years of information about feeling. And even now there are many times, if I were to ask any one of you on the spot, what are your feelings, you might hedge. You might stumble and you might not say immediately, oh, they're signals. You might still say, they're a reaction to something that's happening. They're a communication to me. You might give me many answers. Please understand that feelings are signals and we are in the habit of giving ourselves the same signal, because we're not receiving the message. That is why we keep doing it. Our bodies are also like antennas, in a manner of speaking. Like receiving the collective expression or an energetic, universal energy that is part of us too, that we are in receipt of and can interpret and do stuff with. But we are not just physical. But it is important to pay attention to this physical aspect of us, because it's definitely a part of what we are engaging. We are occupying a physical reality, and when we die and we're not occupying a physical reality, then it won't be important to us to pay attention to the physical expression of our body. But we are in a physical reality. Yes, we are more than that, and we definitely incorporate communications that are more than our body and more than what we are only communicating to ourselves, because yes, we are interconnected and therefore we are receiving energy from other sources. And in that, it's also a matter of understanding that we can be giving ourselves information through other sources, and we likely will generate a feeling about that, to alert us to what we are doing. Therefore, the challenge is to identify what we are feeling. If you're feeling lost, then you recognize that feeling and you ask yourself, what is the statement? What am I doing that is creating that feeling of being lost? What am I doing? I might not be understanding what I'm listening to, or I might not be listening entirely, or I'm not being present and therefore I'm not assimilating what I am hearing. It's a matter of paying attention to you. What are you doing in the moment that you're not paying attention to? That's why you have the signal. You have the signal to alert you, pay attention to what I am doing at this moment. What am I doing at this moment? What does that feeling mean to me? And what am I doing that's creating this signal to alert me? Because I'm not paying attention entirely. You might be paying some attention, but not entirely. That is also part of the reason, once again, why we don't move faster than we are moving. Because it takes time to learn how to do what you're doing now, in your current state of awareness. And that's part of it, learning how to interpret and to listen. First, I would say that one of the most important pieces is to simplify. The simplest answer is usually the correct answer. When you have a feeling and you stop and you say to yourself, what am I doing? Don't immediately attempt to think of what trauma you've been experiencing or you experienced when you were young, or what cosmic aspect is affecting you, or what other energy is affecting you. What are you doing in the moment? Not what is anything or anyone else doing, or any other energy. What am I doing at this moment? It may be as simple as what I'm doing at this moment is being too receptive. What I'm doing at this moment is I'm being too closed off. What I'm doing at this moment is pushing myself, because I want to get this done and I'm not getting it done. What I'm doing at this moment is I'm not paying attention to what I know I should be doing, and I am not paying attention to it anyway, because I don't want to. Sometimes, your subjective self will actually use the same signal over and over again for different topics. Not everyone does that, but most people do. Once you create something, you can create some physical manifestation with your body, and your body reacts. It's easy to understand because your body doesn't think. It only reacts. Therefore, once you create something physically, some physical manifestation with your body, it will likely use that same physical manifestation repeatedly. And it doesn't necessarily use it for the same reason because it doesn't matter what the reason is for your body. Your body doesn't care what the reason is. Your body is simply reacting to an energy. You're creating an uncomfortable energy. I'll create this manifestation. It's a reaction. And it doesn't matter if it's an emotional feeling or a physical feeling. They're all created by the body. This is a function of the body. And at the same time they are created by you because you create your body. The feelings can be my toe hurts, my wrist hurts, I break my rib. And it can probably be the same message, the same signal, but now you are doing it in different parts of your body, all over. Because you will fix or heal one thing and then create another feeling. When you acknowledge the signal, this feeling shall vanish. Eventually we will assimilate that our feelings are signals and we will give ourselves the answers. We might not always give ourselves an answer or a satisfactory answer, but we do give ourselves answers, and we do it more and more, because we are asking the question. And we are noticing our participation. We aren't simply thinking that someone else is doing whatever they're doing. We are always involved, and we do notice our participation. And that is something that we should credit ourselves with. We are not alone in this dimension and each of us affect each other. But we create our own reality. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel.